Welcome to the Worst of the Riot podcast. Coming up, what's preventing men from wearing makeup?
Plus, if you liked girl dinner, you're going to love rat snacks and more on the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Isaiah, happy Wednesday.
Good morning.
Question for you. When you were on like the dating apps, when you were on Hinge, you ever assume that they had an attractiveness score, basically? Did you get that vibe?
As in, like, did they rate your profile?
Yeah, like basically they somehow or another decide how hot they think you are. And so then you typically get people that are similar hotness levels.
Well, it's a proven fact that they have to do that.
What do you mean it's proven?
Because they have a page on there that have the hottest people. So how in the world are they not... How in the world are they not giving me an attractiveness score?
Well,
if they have a page on there called Standouts, and it has like models on there that you could essentially match with.
Well, is that the most attractive people or the people that are getting the most matches? And does that mean those are different?
I can tell you by looking at the Standouts page, it's the most attractive people.
Because the CEO of Hinge just denied. His name is Justin McLeod. He winds up in the news, I gather, fairly frequently. And he denied. He says, we don't really have an attractiveness score. So he says on Hinge anyways that they're not doing an attractiveness score, but this comes as, some people criticize. Obviously, I guess the hot people that seem to be matching up with other hot people wouldn't have much negative to say about it. But some people are, criticizing. They're saying, I feel like I'm ugly because all of the people I get shown on Hinge are what I would say are ugly. And so you must have like an attractiveness scale, right? That you're setting everybody up on. But he says it's not that. It's who you like and who likes you. And so that's how it determines who you wind up seeing in there.
So it's who you like and who likes you to determine who you see.
Yeah. But listen to this though. It's him saying that you would think if you keep swiping no on ugly people, then eventually it would catch on and be like, okay, we got to stop showing this person because they don't like ugly people. We got to start showing them attractive people.
And it could also be if you're constantly matching with people that get a lot of likes, that should also boost you. I mean, it's just a fact that if you get on the app, that you're clearly rated by attractiveness inside the app.
You know what? I guess this would be his way off the hook is that the app might not itself, the algorithm or whatever, measure attractiveness. But if just about everybody that's using it is primarily basing everything off of attractiveness, then ipso facto, that's going to be how it all works.
Yeah, it's pretty unavoidable. And it doesn't even have to be attractiveness. It could just be likability. How popular you could be on the app.
Yeah.
Could drive you up into different tiers. I don't know how it works.
But how do you get popular? By being hot.
Yeah. Or by having a really good profile with a great personality, Hudson.
Or at least pictures that showcase a great personality.
Yes. Maybe you're traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe you really are a great time. You're a lot of fun. Yeah. Whatever it is. But either way, I've seen the standouts page. That's enough to tell me that they know on the app, they have some sort of eyes on the app to know where the attractive people are, because there's never been somebody on the standouts page that isn't like one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, he says it's not how they do it. Whether you believe him or not, that's up to you.
Do yourself a favor and follow The Riot on Instagram at RadioU Riot.
We're in the midst of dry January for many people. You know anybody participating in dry January?
I know people that are trying to participate.
Trying. They've made it, maybe they made it 10 days. 9 if you don't count like New Year's Day, because I feel like that doesn't necessarily count. But, dry January, I've seen a lot of people actually out and trying to accomplish a dry January, give up alcohol for the entire month. And it's become a big phenomenon. It's actually become so big that Miller Lite is trying to get in on the phenomenon and possibly even help people accomplish their dry January goals. because maybe you go through a little bit of beer withdrawal and you're missing that sweet, sweet flavor of Miller Lite for an entire month. And so they've come out with Miller Lite beer mints, which essentially look like a little tin of Altoids, except it's Miller Lite branded, and they're supposed to taste like Miller Lite, so you can get your Miller Lite fix and still hold fast on that dry January goal of yours.
This just sounds like alcoholism to me.
It does.
It screams it, actually.
I think you could see two sides of the coin.
Let's hear it.
It's tough.
What's the other flip?
It's tough to quit something cold turkey if it's a really big part of your life, and so this could help you wean off of it. Is the flip, which still means, I mean, I guess you're saying, yeah,
that's
maybe
the flip. That's the flip side of it.
That's I guess that's the positive argument of this. Although I think the truth is Miller Lite wants to, one, make a few bucks off of you. They're selling these for $5
This
starting
is like
on
a
Friday.
gag gift, yeah.
Yeah, maybe a collector's item one day, but they're trying to make a few bucks off of you. You could give this to a friend that's trying to go through dry January, and I almost feel like that'd be insulting and not actually supportive to them if you were to do this. Would you say?
Yeah, and I would say too, like, can you imagine tossing this into your mouth? And I can't even imagine what it would actually taste like. It says it would taste like Miller Lite. That sounds like a horrible mint.
It does sound absolutely awful.
And then does it make your breath smell that way?
I was about to say, it seems like that would make your breath smell worse than whatever it did before.
So then you're getting pulled over on a Tuesday at 11 a.m. in the morning, and the police officer's like, have you been drinking?
Yeah.
This morning? You smell
it on your breath.
Smells like I'm going to need you to just step outside the vehicle, sir. Go ahead and just step outside. You're like, it's actually my beer mints.
Yeah. You better have those on your person to prove that one. Yeah, I don't know. I just think Miller Lite is, at the end of the day, they're just trying to keep Miller Lite on your brain. In fact, this really could be, and I mean, this shows how sinister the beer companies can be, that they're actually trying to trip you up with this by putting this in front of you and being like, remember how good Miller Lite tasted when you were drinking it 9 days ago? Maybe you want another one. Well, you could get this mint through an online website for $5, or you could just go buy a Miller Lite. It's a little, they're being tricky here. I don't like it.
I don't think it's working on anybody. I don't think these mints are going to make me want it anymore. I toss one of those in my mouth, I'm going to be like, ew, this tastes horrible.
So maybe it could have the right effect accidentally, perhaps. Well, it exists, whether you're participating in dry January or not. The Miller Lite beer mints exist. $5 starting on Friday.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the Riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Last year, it seemed to be all about girl dinner when it came to snacking. Basically putting together a strange charcuterie board of random treats. But this year, at least the beginning of the year, seems to be about another TikTok snacking trend. Have you seen anybody talking about rat snacks?
I haven't seen this yet.
Rat snacks is, fortunately, I think everybody could guess, it has nothing to do with rats. It's themselves. However, it's the idea of kind of possibly eating like a rat, where you're raiding the pantry, putting a bunch of random things together. But this is less like a charcuterie board of stuff you don't have to do much cooking for, or just random dinners. This is just little snacks that you would put together. Like an example, the possible original rat snack is the pickle cheese wrap, a pickle in a blanket, where you take a slice of cheese, you put it in a pan, you like fry it till it starts to get a little dark.
Fry it? And this sounds like a lot of work.
It does. I was going to get to that.
He was just a fryer on hand like that.
No, not fry, like in a pan, like a grilled cheese.
Oh, okay.
But no bread. You just slap the cheese down there, cook it low and slow until the cheese starts to crisp up, but still remains flexible so you can wrap it around a pickle.
That sounds like more work than half of my dinners.
That's what I'm saying. These rat snacks I'm looking at.
If you turn on the oven, it's a full-fledged, you're making
dinner.
Something.
That's more dinner than girl dinner is. But that's kind of being proclaimed as the original rat snack from last year. And then, so another example of a rat snack, and obviously people, have taken that pickled cheese wrap and added more and more things to it because it is a great idea. It sounds delicious to just fry a piece of cheese and use that as like a tortilla, basically. Make little taquitos with cheese. But some of the other ideas, Kraft singles microwaved with apple, topped with cinnamon, brown sugar, and pecans on toasted bread. Is another rat snack. You're putting a bunch of random bibs and bobs together, but instead of having them all separate, it's mixing them all together. And for some reason, that's a rat snack.
Interesting.
But it also seems to involve cooking. Do you have any rat snacks that come to mind?
I mean, in my mind, I usually have some sort of an idea. Like if I'm the least, I guess if we're looking for something that is this low effort or just random foods you put together?
It's random food.
Oh, then I don't put random foods together.
You don't just put random foods and like cook it all together? And
no, because if I'm going to mix, because they're making things.
Yeah.
If I'm going to make something.
Preparation.
If I'm going to make something, I'm going to make something that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just grab things and try to cook it. If I'm looking for a meal because I don't have anything, I'm making like a cheese burrito.
Uh-huh.
That would be my go-to if I'm running low on foods.
But
not like almonds and apples and a tortilla.
Well, I'd like to see if anybody has any rat snacks that come to mind at 8772 RadioU. But I'm just getting the impression that it's not that, I just think you're not very creative, is my accusation.
I'm not putting that much effort into something that's probably going to suck.
How can you know?
I'm not putting that much effort into something that I don't know. I'd rather make something that's a surefire hit.
Actually, it's true because this is being suggested as like you don't have a lot of food in the house, but you're hungry.
You're gonna waste your 3 ingredients, just toss them together.
Yeah. What if you put them together into something that sucks, and then
you're like, now I have nothing.
Yeah.
Add a little Riot to your Instagram feed. Follow at RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Is it too early to start thinking about summertime? Can we start dreaming? Are you tired of winter yet? Is another good question. Because I think we're at about the time where my attention turns to the summer. And when you think about summer, you know what you think about? Ice cream trucks. And you know what a lot of children are duped into getting at ice cream trucks? The popsicle that looks like SpongeBob. You ever made that mistake?
I think I've gotten that popsicle before.
Yeah.
The SpongeBob popsicle, but I thought it was done.
What do you mean done?
Isn't it not a thing anymore?
Well, kind of. The SpongeBob popsicle has been redesigned for a new audience. Popsicle has announced, the company Popsicle has announced that they are rebranding the SpongeBob treat. They are redoing it. And so now it's got a brand new design that they hope will appeal more to SpongeBob fans. And so, I will say, even as a radio professional, it's difficult. But, I mean, we can all picture the sad, sad state of the SpongeBob popsicle you used to get. Now they've simplified it. Now, is that a better or worse idea? Apparently, it's really just eyes, smile, and then most of it is yellow, and then there's a red bottom half. Isaiah, you can see the new design here, the simplified new take on the SpongeBob popsicle. What say you?
I mean, the main difference is the eyes.
Yeah. The eyes used to be blue, did they not?
They used to be gumballs.
They used to be gumballs, and that was possibly the biggest error of all of the errors with the SpongeBob popsicle treat.
Oh, you're saying that was wrong? Many people online are saying that is a huge error that they're taking it away.
No, the gumballs were a negative to me on the SpongeBob frozen popsicle treat.
Well, let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Because now they're chocolate.
That's better.
But listen.
Mm-hmm.
I know you said that's better because chocolate sounds good.
Yeah.
The flavor of a SpongeBob popsicle is fruit punch.
Uh-huh.
So your go-to flavor when you go to your typical ice cream place, can I get, let's do the fruit punch ice cream with just chocolate syrup on top. Let's just mix those two that have nothing in common.
That's questionable. So I think the chocolate's an improvement on gumballs, but I think the fruit punch, it doesn't make as much sense.
I think the gumballs made more sense with the fruit punch because we're going for a whole fruity experience. You can't just throw chocolate on top of fruit punch.
But gumballs are and always have been a wild thing to pair with ice cream, especially
this
because
is more of a sorbet, though.
it's still any frozen treat. Gumballs? When do you go? You ever go? You've been to an ice cream bar, right? Where you go through, you make your own. You know what they don't even have there is gumballs because it doesn't make any sense. They have like sprinkles and chocolates and nuts. They don't have gumballs.
That's because, you want to know why they have those things?
Yeah.
It's because the ice creams that they have there are vanilla and chocolate, not fruit punch. What sounds weirder, people? Fruit punch paired with chocolate or gumballs paired with fruit punch?
Gumballs paired with any ice cream doesn't make sense.
So you're going to go. So next time we go somewhere together, you're going to say, I want fruit punch with the chocolate, please.
I'm not going to choose it, but I will never walk into Grader's and say, you guys got any gumballs here?
Well, I want you to know that the internet is harshly disagreeing with you.
It's a wild take. And think about this too.
You're making the wild take.
This is crazy. You know what else is when you know who orders these SpongeBob frozen treats? It's for children. It's a cartoon character.
Yeah.
These are like 5-year-olds. Most 5-year-olds shouldn't even have gum.
Yeah,
and they aren't expecting it the first time they get this either. And then what do they get? They get a SpongeBob that doesn't even look like SpongeBob, and it's got gum in it for some reason.
It's what it is. It's an exciting part of the treat. I have not ordered this in like 20 years, but I knew the eyes were gumballs because it's such a big part of the treat. I think it has those big googly eyes on it. Another thing that the young children love is the big googly eyes. I think it's a miss, but it is what it is. It was never my go-to treat anyway. Am I heartbroken by it? When the ice cream truck comes, I won't be ordering it anyway.
Yeah, that I can agree with you on that.
Hudson is the maple syrup, and Isaiah is the power protein flapjack. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Only 8% of men said they would be honest about, like they would feel comfortable admitting that they got Botox to people.
Well, the good thing is you don't have to worry.
What do you mean?
You ain't got to admit it, brother. We know.
You can all tell.
We know. When you're looking at me a little bit more wide-eyed, I know what happened, man.
It says that 52% of guys said they would be open to a procedure, but again, only 8%. So we're talking about, what's that? Like a quarter of the guys that would even do it would be honest about it, whereas about a quarter of all women would be honest. Why do you think that is, that women would be more likely to admit it?
I think because it feels as if for like ladies, it feels like more widely accepted probably. Mm-hmm. Like I know a ton of girls that have already gotten like preventative Botox.
Yeah.
They're very open about it. Whereas for guys, this is just one of the many things that men do that they feel like isn't widely accepted.
It's a little taboo.
It's like men aren't allowed to be pretty or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like
you need to accept them wrinkles, boy. They're on your face. You don't get to change them. You're a man.
The wrinkles is what makes you a man.
Yeah. If you don't have wrinkles, are you even stressed? Are you even putting food on the table for your family?
Have you even been tamping down your emotions inside for years? Do you think? Well, I guess I was going to say, based off of that, the guys like. We got a long ways to go. We got to start. First of all, we got to admit we wear makeup.
You're wearing makeup?
You got to admit. I'm saying we got to be allowed to wear it and okay with admitting that we wear it before we get to the Botox. That's another step down the line.
I feel like Botox is way first before makeup.
You think so?
Yeah.
You're more likely to get Botox and wear makeup.
110%.
Even if when I'm talking about makeup, I'm just talking about like foundation and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not
like
wearing
that. Counts. You would never do that.
I mean, I've had to before for like TV stuff.
Yeah,
but I'm not applying that in the morning. That sounds like an added unnecessary step to my routine because I'm not trying to look pretty on a daily basis. But if my face is covered in wrinkles, I'm okay with doing the whole Botox thing.
Oh, see,
if one of my friends got Botox, I wouldn't think twice about it. I'd be like, all right, that's your thing, you know? That's for you. It doesn't bother me at all. If one of my friends said he's wearing makeup, I'd be like, every day? Where do you find the time? Who taught you? How much expensive is it? I have so many more questions. If you get Botox, I'm like, got it. No more wrinkles.
Can I tell you there's like 2 things that hold me back from wearing makeup? 2 of them. And neither one is that I'm a man. One is that I don't know what I would do. I don't know how to do it. And what am
Eyeshadow. I think you should start with eyeshadow.
What do I do? Ask my wife? You want me to ask my wife?
I want you. Yes, I do.
I believe
I do want you to ask your
I believe
wife.
she and I would both be happier if I wore it, so maybe I should.
You think she'd be happier if you wore it?
Look at this face.
I'm looking at it.
You don't think this needs some foundation?
I'm not going to say that you're ugly, Hudson. I think you look fine as is.
But look at all the blemishes.
But that's just what men have. They just have blemishes. We just accept it.
The more the merrier.
Like if you look at like the attractiveness between a man and a woman, obviously women are way more attractive because their faces are like perfect. Where men, we just have like scars and wrinkles and pimples that we just ride out throughout the day. Like,
That's right.
It's just on my face.
I've been riding this one for like 2 weeks now. And then the other thing that holds me back is, I don't even know how much it costs. I just know it must cost something. And so I don't need to add one more thing. Deodorant's expensive enough. I can barely afford that. Forget about makeup.
I think before you go to makeup, you need to just start like wearing cologne or something. There's different steps before this jump to makeup.
If I ever do start wearing makeup or getting Botox, I will admit it.
Okay. On the air, I love it.
I'm one of the 8%.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Playing off of some New Year's resolutions that some people have arrived at. Of course, one of the most popular, going to the gym. So would you rather have to go to the gym at least 4 days a week, and you got to maintain that all year long, or another popular, maybe less popular New Year's resolution, delete your social media, get off of there? Would you rather go to the gym 4 days a week or delete all of your social media and maintain either one of those for a year? People are chiming in. Regina, I'll go gym. I already have one at work anyways. And I would miss it on my work from home days though.
Well, that's your one miss during the weekdays, unless you want to do a weekend one.
Nobody wants to do that.
Nobody wants to work out on a Saturday.
Yeah, really?
That's when the fun happens.
Except maybe Susanna, who says, I love working out, so easy choice for me. She's going working out. We had Heather chime in. She says she actually doesn't use social media all that much out in the country anyways, where she lives. So, like the country. So she said, she also admitted she's a little lazy. So she says she's given up social media, going to delete it instead of going to the gym.
I thought she said that she wanted to go to the gym.
No, she said that she's...
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
She doesn't use social media anyway. You're right.
Right.
I was trying to recall from the call.
Matthew says, I'll delete social media because I don't do any of that stuff. So easy choice for Matthew. I'll tell you, for me, I'm with Matthew. I'll tell you, it would be harder for me to delete social media because of wanting to browse on social media and less because of wanting to post, although I love getting likes. But I know I couldn't go to the gym 4 days a week. I wouldn't be able to maintain that. Deleting social media, I think that'd be hard at first. But I think over time, after like a month at most, I think that's the one New Year resolution you could do, and you'd actually get better at it. You'd get better at not using social media as you go along. So, and for me, think about this too, right? If you delete social media and you spend a lot of time on there, all of a sudden you've got all this time on your hands. What are you going to do with it? Maybe go to the gym.
You could. I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
It does open up doors for other things. My thoughts are this, and this is tough to soak in. I think I'm a regular gym goer. I go a lot. And on my schedule also is very, very nice in the way that I have a lot of time in the afternoons because I get up so early for the show that it makes it very easy for me to find time to go to the gym.
That's right.
And so I would say it's easier for me to go than many people, and I already want to go, and I log my days at the gym for the entire course of the year. So I went ahead and looked back and wanted to see, because my goal every week is to go 4 days.
Yeah.
And I completed, of the 53 weeks of the year, I completed going to the gym 4 days, 33 of the 53 weeks, right? So like half.
Yeah.
And so I think I don't think I could be able to do it. That's what I'm getting to here.
Yeah.
I go to the gym a lot, and I don't think...
You go a lot. You're a gym guy, a gym
I don't
rat.
think I could do it because I think about the weeks that I'm sick, I'm on vacation. There's times where you just don't, maybe a week where you're just crazy busy, where you're like, how the heck am I going to squeeze the gym in and for me, I get off work way earlier than 95% of people who get off at 5. If I got off work at 5 every day, there would be no way that I would go to the gym as much as I do. And so for the people that say they want to go to the gym, I think what you should try to do in 2023, or 2024, I guess, is you should log your days at the gym to really see how often you're going, because people feel like they go a lot, but you want to really meet your goal, start logging your days, and that'll tell you the truth of it all.
Erin checked in. She said she already has a similar activity schedule, actually, with archery training and Pilates, so it's not a stretch for her to keep the social media and go to the gym 4 times a week.
Side note, shout out Pilates. A lot of people doing Pilates nowadays. I recently found out Pilates is a lot harder than it sounds. It's a lot harder than it sounds like.
Does it sound hard?
I think it doesn't. I don't think it sounds hard when people say Pilates, like, oh, I've been doing Pilates.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, if you have never done it, it sounds like yoga to me. It's not.
I don't even know what Pilates is.
Exactly. It's harder than it thinks. I'll shout out Pilates people. It's harder than you think.
Dee says, I'll go to the gym 4 times a week. I need social media for work and for her blog, it sounds like, as well. So she's keeping the socials and going to the gym. Susanna says that while I admit I'd get better at deleting socials, I'd get better at being off of them, she thinks I'd also get better at going to the gym.
A double whammy, we call it.
Yeah. No, she's saying if I started going to the gym, I'd get better at it too, so it'd get easier. Which is that is true, but it's harder to start. I could delete social media. That takes like 10 seconds, you know?
And then it's gone.
Yeah. And then what am I going to do?
And then if you re-download it, then you're just so weak. Like,
and I start over at 0 followers. What am I even doing on there?
Yep.
There's never been a can of worms they didn't open. The Riot, Radio U.
The least intelligent dog breeds. And Isaiah, you probably could guess by me even bringing this up in the first place, Basset Hound is on the list.
Which is, for me, as a Basset Hound owner, my great dog Jim, to no shock that he may be one of the not less intelligent pups, but maybe there are some features to him that may not seem like he has the highest of IQs.
Yeah, I don't think it's any shock. But is it shocking to you that Basset Hound not ranked as the dumbest dog breed of all? Oh,
so there's a lower IQ dog by this ranking.
There's a lower dog.
I'm fine with that. I like that.
Let's go down here. Coming in at number 5, the 5th dumbest breed of dog.
Is it a Basset Hound?
It is not. It's Chow Chow.
So we're not number 5.
I don't know why I always assume that the bigger dogs are smarter. And Chow Chows are not. They're not tiny, are they?
They're like a mid-size.
Yeah, they're mid-size, but apparently mid in the size ranking, high in the dumbness ranking, according to these experts. Number 4, another bigger dog, a bulldog. Now, they do have like a look to them, though, that makes them look like they might not be, they're all brute strength and not a lot of brains,
Jim has a bulldog friend. Her name's Bella. When they play together, it looks really, really, really cute. Because they both are so silly. So very silly.
When they get together, is he the smart one?
It's hard to tell at points. It's really hard to tell.
Do you think they make each other dumber or smarter when they're around each other?
I think that they have more fun together than any other 2 dogs that I know.
The 3rd dumbest dog breed, according to pet experts here. This is a dog breed I've never heard it before. The Basenji?
I've heard of the Basenji.
You've heard of the Basenji?
I don't know that I've ever seen one.
Well, I've got a picture here. They are cute.
Dog.
Yeah, they are cute. They're
bigger.
Those
pointing ears.
Yep. But apparently not too intelligent.
Wait a minute.
Not too wise.
We're at number 3.
Yeah.
That means only 2 and 1 are left, and you told me that the Basset Hound's not number 1.
It's not number 1, but it sure is close. Basset Hound came in at number 2. But at least it's not last.
There's no way that my dog is the 2nd dumbest dog.
It's the 2nd dumbest breed of dog.
I don't, and I will argue back. People that have Basset Hounds, I'll stick up for the Basset Hound owners. And Susanna here made the similar point to what I was going to make. She said, I think Bassets are intelligent. They just choose not to use their intelligence out of spite. And now, if you've ever been around a Basset Hound for a long period of time, the one thing that you need to know about him, and then Jim is the same way. He's the exact same way. He doesn't do anything that he doesn't want to do. And so you see like a golden retriever, which would be considered a very smart dog.
Yeah.
Maybe a German shepherd, another smart dog.
Yep.
Those dogs will do whatever their owners want. making them smart dogs. But an argument of Jim, he does whatever he wants. He does nothing that I want him to do. And so in my mind, he's a pretty smart dog. He's looking out for himself. He's not the most obedient dog. He's probably the second least obedient. But he does what he wants.
But if he was really intelligent, he would know you would reward him more and treat him better and not spank him if he did listen to you and obey.
And I do think that too. I would give him his little bacon treats, but I think that he would rather steal lasagna from the counter. I think he would rather steal steak from the counter, be disobedient, be bad, and he sees that that's a higher reward.
Yeah, but he also pees on himself.
Yes.
Has to get back.
I don't know exactly what he wants all the time. It doesn't always add up to me.
I think it sounds to me like there's like, the galaxy brain dogs are the ones that listen because they know they'll be treated the best. But we got to get down here. Everybody wants to know, if Basset Hound isn't the dumbest dog breed of all, what is? The answer is, and I have no expertise on this, so I don't know. This is just what the experts say. Afghan Hound.
The Afghan Hound.
The Afghan Hound.
I've never seen an Afghan Hound.
Clocks in. I don't know if I've seen any in person, but you know what they look like.
They got long hair.
Long fur. Yeah, they're bigger. I imagine they got some speed to them with those long legs, but not a lot of brains, not a lot of intelligence.
Well, we're not number one.
There you go.
Me and Jim, we're not number one.
What did your dating profile used to say? You had the dumbest dog in the tri-state area or something like that?
No, I have the worst behaved dog.
Oh, worst behaved.
Jim ain't a dumb pup.
You can get away with that claim.
Yeah.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.